at airports all over the world.
Hey, did you see a flying disc out by C-17?
Something is happening.
Pilots on the ground are reporting a UFO sighting.
Airlines and government agencies deny it.
Certainly there was a cover-up.
But Tower Audio exposes the truth.
No, we saw it a half hour ago.
Why are UFOs penetrating our most vulnerable airspace?
There could be something serious happening at O'Hare Airport.
What could make an 8,000-foot-long hole in a cloud
some sort of object that was radiating heat
be invisible to radar
The FAA chose to say it doesn't exist.
and even the naked eye?
There are things that we may not be able to see, but they may actually be there.
This is case number 47206, Aliens at the Airport.
Caution for the UFO.
November 7th, 2006, 4:15 p.m. Chicago O'Hare International Airport is busy. There are approximately 100 departures and 100 arrivals every hour. But one object seems to have eluded the virtual web of radar and air traffic control that envelops the congested airspace. According to eyewitness testimony, hovering between 1,000 and 1,900 feet above gate C-17 of the United Airlines terminal is a dark gray disc-shaped object, estimated to be anywhere from 6 to 30 feet in diameter. The alleged UFO is reported by as many as a dozen United and O'Hare employees, including ground personnel, taxi mechanics, managers, and pilots. Air traffic control is made aware of the UFO, but claims it does not see the object on radar or from their tower. Then, at approximately 4:34 p.m., the alleged object shoots into the sky at incredible speed, blasting a hole through the dense cloud cover. To this day, United Airlines and the FAA say nothing unusual happened on November 7th.
You're struck by the fact that on that afternoon, a lot was going on that never made it out into the public, and if everybody there is looking to sweep it under the rug.
You've got the entire air traffic control system at Chicago all involved in what appears to be, to use their own words, a UFO sighting.
The descriptions that we're hearing from these United mechanics are that this is clearly a solid craft, whatever it is.
On the ground in Chicago, Pat Uskert will uncover the details behind the sighting and how the story first broke.
We have to consider the possibility that there really was something hovering over this airport.
Dr. Ted Ackworth will fly a mission to see how a flying disc or anything else could evade radar over one of the busiest airports in the world.
I don't know of any way for any conventional aircraft to get into that airspace without actually being detected.
And Bill Burns will examine the safety implications of this event.
Sometimes people get so nervous about something that literally they become dismissive. There could be something serious happening at O'Hare Airport.
January 1st, 2007. After 2 months of research, journalist John Hilkovich of the Chicago Tribune publishes an article exposing the sighting at O'Hare Airport.
You're a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. How did you end up breaking this major UFO story?
Well, yeah, it's completely unusual for me to be working in this area. But actually, Peter Davenport of the National UFO Reporting Center called me in early November of 2006, shortly after this alleged sighting at O'Hare. We were able to rule out very quickly that this was not a hoax of any type. These are all aviation professionals, ranging from pilots to ramp workers to United Airlines managers who believe they saw something above the airspace at O'Hare and were very concerned both from a potential safety and potential security standpoint.
John's research reveals that at some point after 4 p.m., a United ramp worker at gate C-17 looks up and reports seeing a dark gray disk, which is later estimated to be approximately 22 feet in diameter, hovering between 1,000 and 1,900 feet above the gate. He tells the two mechanics inside the plane. A United Airlines manager hears the account over his company radio, walks outside of his office, and he too supposedly sees the disc-shaped object. Finally, two pilots parked at a gate also report seeing the UFO. After approximately 15 minutes, the disk accelerates up through the dense clouds and leaves behind a hole distinctly showing blue sky up above. But because the object does not appear on radar and cannot be seen from the control tower, the FAA refuses to investigate.
At first tried to laugh it off, and then just followed up with, well, our theory, and emphasizing theory, was this was some kind of weather phenomenon, but there was no investigation of any type.
Despite the witnesses' years of experience, the FAA proposes that the UFO is nothing more than a trick of light on the low cloud cover.
Why would the FAA choose to ignore credible witnesses like this?
It's in the FAA's regulations that they do not identify reports of UFOs, and it specifically says that if a member of the public or anyone else sees what they think is a unidentified aerial phenomena, that they should either contact the National UFO Reporting Center or contact local authorities.
Now, United Airlines, they are not a government entity, they're a private company. How do they react?
Initially, United told me they had no knowledge of this sighting at all, and nothing in their logbooks, no documentation whatsoever.
But then, proof surfaces. After numerous Freedom of Information Act requests, the actual tower communications are released. Clearly, airport employees report seeing something. These are the actual communications between United Airlines employees and air traffic control. This is the first time they are being broadcast.
Did you see anything above United's concourse? They actually, believe it or not, they called us and said somebody observed a flying disc about 1,000 feet above the gate Charlie 17. You see anything over there?
Oh, we saw it a half hour ago.
Who saw it?
A whole bunch of us over at the Charlie concourse.
Really? You guys did? Who's this?
The United taxi mechanics.
But according to Hilkovich, United employees claim they are forbidden by the airline from speaking about the incident. He follows up on these claims and speaks with a United spokeswoman. During a phone conversation, she tells him, quote, "My concern is that my employees are coming forward and talking to you, which we have not authorized and will not authorize."
None of the employees were willing to have their names used in the newspaper because of the possible repercussions.
The investigation's attempt to get interviews with United employees are also met with a short but polite response. Quote, "Thank you for the invitation, for which we are going to have to decline."